So these unpainted Wilson golf balls have been making a lot of claims on the box. Today I'm going to be testing that out, so make sure you like, share, subscribe, and let's jump right in the video. So I needed to grab some golf balls the other day, and I had never seen these before. They're not exactly new, but I thought they sounded a little bit unique when I started reading the packaging. What it says here on the box is, under ultraviolet light, paint and imperfections become visible. What's not visible is how this negatively impacts a ball's flight, spin, and roll. We've removed the paint for true consistency. Well, that's certainly some bold claims, and we have definitely tested golf ball balance on the channel before, so I thought this was a great opportunity. Let's see if these balls can really stand up to the claims they make. All right, so the first thing we're going to test is the balance of the golf ball in salt water, like we've done a lot of other balls on this channel. These Wilson balls cost $55 a dozen, so they're right at the same price point of TP5s, Pro V1s, and some of the other balls that we've tested on the channel. I want to see how these stack up against them. So the way this test works is really simple. For those that haven't seen it, we just put a lot of salt in some warm water. The golf ball floats right to the top, and you put a little dot on it. Then you give the ball a spin. If it's a well-balanced golf ball, we should get a good variety of results seeing what floats up to the top. If it's a poorly balanced golf ball, you will see the heavy side sink to the bottom and the light side will float up to the top almost every time. So that's what we're looking for as we spin these golf balls. We want to see how often the red dot comes to the top. And I hate to tell you this, but it comes to the top almost 100% of the time for 11 out of 12 balls in this dozen. Strictly speaking, by the numbers, this is the worst dozen that I've ever tested, considering the number of bad balls versus good. And for the price, I'm very disappointed. That said, these are also the worst balanced golf balls I've ever seen. Most of the time, bad golf balls, you'll see the dot come up close to the top a lot. It'll kind of lean that way, one way or the other. These golf balls bring the red dot up to the top almost every time. And you can watch it change directions to do so, and you can watch it sway back and forth like the needle of a compass trying to find north. It is very, very obvious these balls are badly out of balance. They might be inside manufacturer spec, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if that's good enough, because these are some of the worst balls I've ever tested. Now I know someone's banging away in the comments talking about the reason people suck at golf has nothing to do with the ball, and this, that, and the other. And I want you to know, I'm not arguing that point. I actually don't care how you feel about it one way or the other. I'm just saying, for $50 a dozen, can I get a balanced golf ball, please? Like, why are they all lopsided for the price? That's what bothers me. So these golf balls make another claim, and that's that you can see the imperfections in the paint job of other manufacturers' golf balls with a UV light. So luckily, when I ordered these off of Amazon, I also picked up one of these. Let's check it out. The image quality of this video may have just gone down, and I do apologize for that, but you know, it works better in the dark. So luckily, I own about 3 dozen out of balance golf balls from all this testing, so this should make a good candidate. Let me check the bowl here. What is this? All right, so hopefully this is coming through on the video the way I want it to. We can see here this Callaway Chrome Soft right at the very edge of all these hexes, like right on the very surface. Paint is super thin, but then it's pulled up in the hex, but then thin in the middle again. So you can see puddles of paint kind of up against all the edges. These Pro V1s, there's a good one. Pro V1s are kind of the same way. And then here's the new Wilson, obviously covered in salt, but the new Wilson ball, no paint, perfectly even. While we're here, let's test a few extras. We've got a Srixon Z-Star, which actually looks pretty good, even up close. Even up close and in person, this ball looks pretty clean. All right, let's take a look at one more, like a Bridgestone. I don't know if that's coming out on camera, man. This thing is rough. This looks like the packaging Wilson actually showed where it's got patches of heavy paint and then patches of light paint and then patches of heavy paint again. Huh. You put these next to each other and get some good lighting, and you can definitely see that this Wilson has absolutely no paint issues because it has no paint, and just how poor this Bridgestone is, or even this Callaway. Boy, that's stark contrast. Alright, so with the lights on, I believe there's only one thing left to do, and that's to give this ball the old chop chop. Try to save the logo here for the thumbnail. Alright, drum roll, please. Boom. What are we looking at? Huh. There doesn't definitively seem to be any reason that these would be off balance. Looking at them, they look to be pretty consistent. I mean, without getting like a micrometer and measuring these things to see if the core's off center by a millimeter, I have no idea why it would be as unbalanced as it is. It doesn't appear to have any like air pockets or anything in it. Like, it's not that bad from what I can tell. Who knows? Alright, so after all of that, I do want it to be known that as far as playing the golf ball goes, I actually like it. The sleeve that I bought, a random sleeve off the shelf, I played those all day that day. Absolutely loved them. I believe I played 2 rounds of golf on those 3 balls. The one good ball that was in this dozen, I actually played the other day off the first tee. Played about 15 holes with it before I pulled out my camera to film a separate YouTube video, but was on the way to shooting a new personal best before I kind of pissed it away getting distracted on the camera. Can't blame the ball for that. But the ball itself played really well. Granted, that was the one good one out of the dozen. So honestly, I don't know, but I like the way it feels. I like the way it plays. It feels really consistent. I just have a hard time trusting it after seeing how poorly balanced it is. I really wish Wilson would sort that out because I would love to play this ball, but as of right now, I can't do it. But I do appreciate y'all turning me on to the flashlight test. Any balls I test in the future will now get run through the saltwater test and the UV light, because that's got to be somewhat important, right? Like, the paint is the coating on the golf ball. If you have an inconsistent coating, I mean, the coating's the first thing that makes contact with the club face, right? Like, if contact's important, then what coating your golf ball has to be important to some extent, right? Again, I know someone's banging away on their comments right now talking about how I'm a freaking idiot and none of this means nothing. So feel free to use or ignore any of this information. Tell me I'm dumb or that you agree in the comments. And either way, subscribe so you can like or hate my next video. Have fun.